Happy Saturday, everybody. Okay, approaching. We got Dominguez and Centennial marching band. The dough. For Mr. Roberts.
You know who it is.
Mr. Roberts. Hey, bro. Show out Centennial and Dominguez. Appreciation for Mr. John Roberts. Drive-by celebration.
Hold up. We old back here.
We good. Let's go.
Water break. Water.
Mr. Robbins.
Head it. Head it. Yeah. Come on in, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I can know everybody having one.
1, 2, or 1, 2.
Come on, ladies, get it. Yeah.
Test. Okay, to give the band a little breather, if anybody would like to come up and say, give some inspirational words or how Mr. Roberts affected you during your time in school, you can come to the mic and do that. It's going to take about 3 people, and then we're going to come back and collect more numbers and do the same thing.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. No crying.
Let's do that. Can we do that at the end?
No crying.
Okay.
No crying.
I'm definitely going.
Who's up first? Who want to come up?
I'll go
Up to the mic.
I'll go up because I'm windy. Mr. Roberts.
Breathe.
I'm sorry, I gotta breathe a little bit. I'm 40 now, Mr. Roberts. I'm glad they came and put this together. You're a whole legend, especially in my eyes.
Yeah.
Mike, your son. Oh man, you guys, y'all don't know what y'all did for me in my life. Trust me.
Put the mic a little closer.
Like I said, I wish we'd have been gave you flowers, because Lord knows you deserved them 20 years ago.
Yeah.
We love you. I always loved you as a second father, man. Like, man, y'all instilled so much discipline in me that this music thing is gonna continue in the rest of my life. So I definitely am very, very humble that you guys gave me that experience. Thank you. Love you.
Next. Anybody else?
Let me go. Good afternoon, Mr. Roberts, Renita, class of 1989. First clarinet, I love you immensely. You have all always been a great inspiration to me, to my brother. You watched us, you disciplined us like you was our father. You didn't play. And I'm just glad, like he said, we should have been did this years ago because you're well deserving of it. And we wish you many more to come. All your endeavors, I've read about you. I looked him up online today, first time. Musically inclined. He allowed Barry White to come to our band banquet. And Barry White and his wife with his long nails kissed me on the face. I didn't wash my face the next day. But thank you just for all the good times that you've been in. Yes, I love you. Don't cry.
Passing out water like Mr. Robbins used to say. Y'all don't need no water. You get water when we finish. Anybody else before we play another song?
Anybody else?
See, back.
Okay, let-
Your discipline did make us very, very humble. But to this day, we will never forget where you brought us from. We'll never forget where you brought us from.
Anybody else? Okay, let's play, do Escape One. Escape One.
Come on, ladies. Come on,
Don't
ladies.
roll off, just right on.
Come on, Ed, because I'm going to follow you.
Oh, Lord. Where Denise at? Because that was our leader. Where's she at? Don't follow me.
All we remember is that Pastor
Do you remember?
Here we go.
Trying to remember it like us.
Hey, one, two,
Speak loud so we can hear you.
Everybody be quiet. Let's be respectful to the person that's speaking on the mic, please.
Get it together.
Dear Mr. Roberts, I don't know when to begin. I can write a novel on the impact you've had on me and this whole community. I came up with a strict home. I have a good father. And I liked many things as I was a kid. But when I met you, you centered me in music because your standards, your work ethic were aligned with what I had at home. So I'm lucky to be able to continue what you started. It's an honor for me to carry your legacy. I see the respect that people have for you, and it's because of the work, the love, what you gave to this community. And you know, I could go on, but I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope God blesses you with many more days, and hope we can do this again for you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Stevie Wonder, ladies.
I just called.
Mr. Roberts. So I remember the first day I walked in the band room, right? I'm like, I'm a drummer. And he like, yeah, let me see you play first. So ended up, we got he put me in first period band. So I'm thinking I'm gonna be practicing drums, learning how to read for drums and everything. Nope. Stuck me right on the horn. He's like, you look like a baritone player. So that gave me reading, it grounded me, it kept me out of, I think we spent something like 12, 13 hours at school every day.
Yeah.
And then after school was the practice, so that was like another, like, I don't know, infinity. So I never had time to get in trouble because I'm always at band practice or at a parade or at a game.
Right.
We look forward to this stuff every year. We was sad, we was sick when it wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Summer band came, Mike used to try to kill us, and it was all right though, because you know the parade season was coming and everything. I just want to say thank you for everything you did. Thank you for keeping me out the streets. Thank you for keeping me out of trouble, and I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Escape 2.
Me too.
We don't have no step for that one.
Move, Malachi. You guys move up the car.
Wherever y'all gonna be.
Escape 2. Right on it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2.
else before we do the presentation that they have for us?
Favorite teacher, I want to say, I'm so happy that you came to Dominguez. You changed our lives. I remember I left, and when I came back, the band room was painted red and gold, mirrors on it and everything. And I got back and I told you, I said, I'm in this classroom. And you said, I need a slip. And everybody was saying, well, he's part of the class. I need a slip. So I had to go to the office and get a slip to prove that I was in a band class. Ever since then, awesome. Appreciate you. Love you. And you're the best. The only mistake that I made when I came to you and I told you I want to play saxophone, I should have said trumpet. That would have changed my life. I regret that to this day. I should have said trumpet. But thank you. I love you. And all the best for you. We put this together. We love you.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Some of y'all probably remember me back when I was this little,
Hi.
running around with the band, trying to play every instrument I can get my hands on. A lot of y'all may not know that after he left Compton, he went back to Houston, and he taught a whole new generation of kids, and I was a part of that generation.
All right. Hallelujah.
Dad, I want to thank you for teaching me, putting me out there, making me perform in front of people even when I didn't want to. And just thank you for everything you taught me. Thank you for teaching me, making me learn how to read music, and making me learn how to solo, making me not be scared to get out there and play by myself. So, thank you. You already know.
Anybody else?
Mr. Roberts, Nicole Finley, 1988 Centennial. Mr. Roberts, joining the band, and Monique and I both, we were all about school. But it was something about when we went into that band room, we could release and just worry about music. And you said, look, it's about that education, you said, but you need a release. And it was understanding when we came in there, we were family. And, nobody else on that school campus could understand what was going on in that band room.
Nobody.
Nobody. To this day, they go, y'all in that band room every day. I would go in there. They didn't understand. It was a family.
Yes.
We can go in there. Mr. Roberts, he had his lunch ready, sitting there. He would just sit there, and we'd go there, and we'd talk, and it was life, and it was just a wonderful release. And you gave us so much knowledge, and I say, to this day, you told me, when you go up to college, take music. Talk about the regrets.
Come on.
I
Right.
didn't.
Right.
You said, Nicole, you're going to need that. And I was like, I'm not going up there and UCLA playing because they're playing all that white music. I can't.
Forced out.
I said, I cannot do that. But to this day, I wish I had, because it would have gave me a different release. And it would have kept that music that I love that you brought to us just there. So I just want to say thank you. I say, everybody go. My husband just said go. He was in band camp. Band camp. But you know what? It was just band.
Yes, it was.
Thank you.
Yes, it was.
Nicole, I don't have much left, but I want to tell you that I love you. I said no tears, so I was contemplating on not coming with tears, but I want to tell you thank you. Thank you for that you put inside of me. Thank you for teachings that you gave me. I do have that regret of not taking music in college, because I did it and I was like, holy, they were all white bands and I didn't want to do the white band. But I wish I had did that. Overall, I thank you for everything that you've done, Mr. Roberts. And I'm looking now. I wish I could pick up that flute again and play it.
I don't even remember what
I don't remember either. Angie just said, oh, the drum major's baton is there. I don't want to embarrass myself. But thank you for even, putting me as drum major, because that has actually helped that leadership inside. And so I just want to thank you so much for being who you are and stimulating my life for its learning.
Anybody else?
All right, bro.
Everybody, big extra ride. Praise the Lord, saints.
Hallelujah.
Mr. Rob, appreciate you from my heart. Like the second father to me. Salute. It's one thing a lot of y'all forgot to mention. I know we learned a lot from Mr. Roberts, especially the seriousness and how to lead people. But the one thing y'all forgot, this man taught us the coldest swag ever. From dressing to the look to the speak. Mr. Roberts was the sharpest band director ever. Still is.
Yeah.
He's still sharp with the hat, the glasses. You know what I'm saying? He taught us how to put on our uniform, be professional, from the button up to your neck to the shoestrings. So taught us how to carry ourselves. That was just teaching us how to carry ourselves when we get older. And I appreciate you that for Mr. I appreciate you. So I just want to let everybody know, keep the swag going for Mr. Raj. Cool. Appreciate you, Mr. Raj. I got a lot of other funny stories.
We already started. Oh yeah, thank you for not bringing Jed out of here.
Thank you.
Nope.
Thank you for looking at everybody but me.
That's how you look at everybody. Never saw your name right there today.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay, I'll go. He knows how I feel about him. When I was little, they always say I used to be beating on stuff, just beating on the dashboard of the car and all that type of stuff. So as I got older, I wanted a set, and I wanted a full set. I wanted everything. I wanted like 10 cymbals and 20 toms and all this stuff. He was like, no, son, you're going to start with the hi-hat, snare, and the kick drum. I'm like, how boring is that? To start with the hi-hat, snare, and the kick drum. So I was all down. So he was like, well, I'll start you with a 4-piece. So he went to this pawn shop. It was an old Rogers drum set sitting in the window. It was like a sparkle red color. And he said, that's what you gonna get right there. Now, anybody that knows drums, he had the little jazz set with the one tom sitting on top of the bass drum with one floor tom. I'm like, I'm trying to have rock a 7-piece. What are you doing? He's like, no, you're gonna start with this. So that taught me discipline. That taught me timing first. He was big on, if you want to be a drummer, you gotta keep time. You can't be off time playing for nobody. So you're gonna start with the bass. So I was like, okay. So, I have a lot of stories that I could tell. I knew music was something that I wanted to do. I thank you for all the exposing, that you did, taking me places. I knew I wanted to do music. We went to a Barry White studio session. I walked in, it's a 48 channel board, big old speakers in the wall, and I'm like, oh, this is it right here. This is where I gotta be right here. And see him working with string orchestras and putting all those parts together and hearing the strings come through and just his master, of putting arrangements together is what amazed me. Barry used to send these cassette tapes with him home to put together, and I couldn't figure it out. It was like, and he'll sit there and go to the studio, and then hear it come through the speakers. I'm like, that's not really what I heard, but it sounds good, So his mastery of putting arrangements together and really leading, whether it's an orchestra, band, or whatever it is what I admired about him most. And he can just make something out of nothing. Everybody can remember, I know that's in my class, we sitting in class and he'll just say, play this. And boom, boom, dum, 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 dum. Then he'll stop and say, trumpets, play this. Ah, da, 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 da. Then he'll say, flutes, play this. And then before you know it, you got a whole song. And he ain't wrote a note. And he can tell you what note to play with ease, no matter what instrument it was. So he's just his mind. I think he's just real brainy when it comes to, I call him the Quincy Jones of the ghetto. Because that's definitely what he was. He was, you know, and I admire him for giving majority of his talent to young people. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to come to Compton. He could have stayed out working with Barry and whoever else he wanted to work with. But he had a passion for helping the young people. And I admire that about him as well. To go to the inner city school, he could have went out to the suburbs somewhere. We were staying in Pasadena. He said, no, we're going to go down here in the hood. We're going to help our people. That's where I want to be at. I want to help my kids. So that's what I really admire about him. I just love you, man. I love you for all the experience and all the life lessons that you taught me musically, whether it be musically and as a man. You know, he was always, I always wondered how he was gone all the time until I really focused in on him being his passion for band. You know, he had band out there, street lights on with the car lights on, headlights on, and all that type of stuff. Really getting it together, making sure that Compton was represented in a positive light and not a negative light. You know, still to this day, when I was helping the band, we'd be marching. What is this, Corona Centennial? Corona? No, this is Compton, bro. This ain't no Corona. I mean, we can produce in Compton as well. So that's the mentality he had, and I appreciate him for that as well. Like I said, I could talk all day about the stories, experience, but I thank you and I love you, Dad.
All right.
Oh, I test. I just wanted to say, I guess I gotta speak for the grandkids. Papa, I love you. I be getting on his nerves, but that's what grandkids do. I just want to thank everybody for coming out, and my dad. I know y'all seen me since I was little, but all of you guys, I love each and every one of you guys. Just growing up, watching y'all, hearing y'all. It's just crazy when you just walk down the street anywhere and they're like, oh, you, Mr. Roberts, your granddad? Mr. Roberts, your granddad? I'm like, okay. Like, but it's so crazy to see how many lives he's impacted and all of the music that he's taught you guys that also went down in the family. With Jalen singing, us singing, learning music and recording, all of us, we give all our responsibility to this man right here, trickling all his magic down to us, and my dad as well. We love you too.
Yeah, the whole legend too. The whole legend.
Love you too. He didn't let me be in the band. He let me be in the band for a small second. He didn't let me dance I wanted to dance in the drill team and everything. He said no. But I would still just go to the practices and just copy everybody, just be in the corner learning all the music. And now just doing my own music is just like, I always keep the band in mind and said I always started from the hood in Compton, and that's where I learned everything that I know from this man and this man behind me. And I just love both of you guys. And
Anybody else? We'll play one more song and then I'll have you guys do the presentation.
Okay.
Let's do Just Got Paid.
Hey.
got paid. Right on it. 1, 2. 1, 2.
We had a few people who just show up. You guys want to say anything to Mr. Roberts?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So Robert, how you doing? It's LeGree. I'm glad to be here. I actually just got off of work. Well, I took off to come here. This means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be here. And I just wanted to say that when I first came to Dominguez, my first year, you know, I just, ninth grade, I just thought I knew how to play drums, you know, just grab some sticks and just, you know, but long story short, it's more to it. You have to learn how to read music and everything else. And this man right here, Mike, I gotta give you your credit too, man, because he took a lot of time out to teach me how to, you know what I'm saying, do certain things, how to go from regular to traditional. Man, it's the difference, holding sticks. So, yeah, I just want to, you know what I'm saying, thank Mr. Roberts and Mike for teaching me and steering me the right direction, because it's crazy, man. It kept me out of a lot of trouble, too, at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
And I really appreciate everything. This music thing, like, it's still in me. Like, I love it, man. If I have to go back and do it again, it'll be the same way. I love it. I love it. And I just want to say thank you, Mr. Roberts. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mike.
Anybody else?
Good afternoon. My name is Renita Coney, and I was a clarinet player for the band for Centennial High School. I graduated class in 1989.
And I'm Angie Taylor. I was first flute for the jazz band, as well as a majorette.
And so today we are the committee for the class reunion for the class of 1989. We do all class events for Centennial. So when we have events and cruises and reunions, you guys are welcome to come.
Dominguez too.
Dominguez too, as well. It's an all-class reunion. So in those years in the 90s, the classes were smaller versus starting in 1990 when high school started in the 9th grade, the classes were much bigger. But we only had a class of 275, but when you have to do a reunion, you need more than 275 to participate in a reunion setting. But with all that being said, we got together, it's 6 of us in the class reunion committee. Me and Angie are representing today to do a resolution for Mr. Roberts. We normally only do resolutions at death. We decided to do a resolution for Mr. Roberts because it was well deserved. He should have been had one. So I'm going to read this, Mr. Roberts. Today is October 30th, 2021. Centennial High School Alumni Reunion Committee, class of 1989, 2606 North Central Avenue, Compton, California, 90222. Whereas it is the responsibility of the committee class of 1989 to strengthen the governed practices at our organization. We, the reunion committee, set forth a quorum with a minimum number of committee members of an assembly or society that we the class must be present at all times of this meeting to make this here resolution valid. We the reunion committee must continue the role responsibilities to establish, encourage, coordinate, and maintain the reunion planning. Whereas the reunion committee of Centennial High School Apaches, class of 1989, hereby pay tribute to honor and appreciate Mr. John E. Roberts for 25 years of excellent service provided to the community and the students of Compton Unified School District. Mr. Roberts was known for being the music director for Compton Unified School District, participating in Compton Christmas parades, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. parades, and a host of ribbon-cutting ceremonies for the city of Compton. Whereas the Alumni Reunion Committee, class of 1989 of Centennial High School, Compton, California, acknowledges U.S. singer, trumpeter, songwriter, arranger, conductor, and orchestrator who was discovered in 1965 by Bob Garner as a talent scout and received a contract with Duke Records for working notably with Barry White. Whereas the Alumni Reunion Committee of Centennial High School Apaches, class of 1989 of Centennial High School, Compton, California, acknowledges those who are well deserving of recognition. Therefore, be it resolved by the Reunion Committee of the city of Compton, California, cause that a copy of this here resolution be placed upon the records of Centennial High School Alumni Committee, class of 1989. And we love you.
Anybody else want to say something before we play what is going to be one more number or two? All right, go ahead, and we're going to close.
Y'all want me to take that picture? I think it's unstable right here.
I'm just gonna pass out my cards. There's a lot of people here.